Start. Honorable members, in order to develop healthcare facilities across the country, commensurate expansion in medical education is equally important. In 2014, there were only 387 medical colleges, but today there are 562 medical colleges in the country. In the last 6 years, there has been an increase of over 50,000 seats at the undergraduate and postgraduate levels in medical education. Under the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, the government has also sanctioned 22 new aims. The central government has laid the foundation for historic reforms in the field of medical education by establishing the National Medical Commission along with four autonomous boards. The decades-old Medical Council of India has been replaced with the National Medical Commission as a part of these reforms. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is not just confined to manufacturing in India, but is also a campaign aimed at elevating the standard of living of every Indian as well as boosting the self confidence of the country. Our goal of an Atmanirbhar Bharat will be further strengthened by self reliance in agriculture. With this idea, the government has, over the last 6 years, attempted to bring positive transformation in the seed to market system so that Indian agriculture is modernized and also sees growth. In pursuance of these efforts, my government decided to implement the recommendations of the Swaminathan Committee report and increased the MSP to at least 1.5 times of the cost of production. Today, my government is not only purchasing record quantities at the MSP but is also increasing the number of procurement centers. Widespread improvements are being brought in various sources of irrigation. Following the mantra of per drop more crop, the government is not only completing the pending irrigation projects but is also delivering modern irrigation techniques to the farmers. In 2013-14, only 42 lakh hectares of land was under micro irrigation, whereas today more than 56 lakh hectares of land has been brought under micro irrigation. I am happy to say that through their hard work, our farmers are augmenting the efforts of the government. Today, the food grain availability in the country is at record high from 234 million tons food grain production in 2008-9 it increased to 296 million. In regard to the amending provision, I want to know from the minister what would be his difficulty even if minor offences are taken to courts of law. For instance, the Motor Vehicles Act deals with various offences, both major and minor, and various minor offences under the Act are taken to courts and people are prosecuted. What is the difficulty in taking these cases of a minor nature to courts of law? There, the people will have some safety that they will get a hearing, and if the offences are really offences, then they would be prosecuted, otherwise, they will be acquitted. Here, the minister says that there should be a security deposit if there is a violation of a particular provision of the enactment, then the executive authority will have the power either to confiscate a part of the amount or the whole of the amount. We are clothing the executive authority with more powers. I do not grudge giving powers to the executive authority provided they are used properly and effectively and in a most fair manner. But unfortunately, there have been discriminations apart from the ineffectiveness of the various provisions. Wherever these provisions were used, there had been discriminatory use of these provisions against a few or in favor of a few. Normally, when officers are clothed with more powers, there is large scope for corruption. I feel that it would be desirable to avoid such malpractices, and it would be desirable, I think, that even for minor offences, the parties should have a chance to defend their actions. I do not think that this problem of dealing with minor offences will become complex or complicated in any way if we take them to courts of law. I want a reply from the minister in what way he is suffering from a handicap in dealing with minor offences or offences of a technical nature. The honorable member made the point that even if this thing was acceptable to the House, he did not know what amount would be demanded as security. So the minister should tell us what amount is normally expected from a licensee in all cases and what the offences are which are of a technical or minor nature which he has in view. We are not told which are major offences and which are minor offences. Clarifications on these points are necessary